they go for second quarter action as FPU tries to come back with a three-point shot right off the bat. And Benedict Fernandez stroking it in to cut the lead down to 8.
Konting awa pa doon. Maybe not smiling on FPU at the start of the second quarter. He'll take that. Especially with the way LaSalle jumped to this big lead within the last 2.5 minutes of the first quarter.
DJ, are you surprised that LaSalle is playing this well in the first quarter? They usually start off slow when they go up against FPU.
Not at all. LaSalle has always had the kind of confidence that no matter how big they go down, they can come back. Remember, they were down 26-9 in the first quarter of that second round encounter against FPU, and they almost won that game.
That's right. Santos with another three. Rims out. The offensive rebound by Mark Isip and a foul called on Rico Meyerhofer, possibly.
That's great positioning there by Mark Isip and bad boxing out by Meyerhofer as Isip just got what he wanted. So our first quarter rebounding numbers.
In the meantime, our final waiver matchup, Solid To, Jeffrey Chan, Joseph Yo. Those are the points. And video game.
The moving graphics.
Parang video game.
Reminding me of NBA Live. Worldwide release yesterday, by the way, for those video game fanatics out there.
All right, let's send it over to Yvette Gavieres for a Samsung courtside update. Yvette?
We shouldn't be giving up, guys, according to the players. We must show them what we really got. The Tamara is not communicating inside the court. That's why they cannot come up with a play. Also, Coach Brent Flores wants his guys to call a play. He also wants to increase the pressure on defense, especially on Yo and Castro.
Thank you very much, Yvette. Well, what a shot by Cholo Villanueva. Almost another turnover? Yes, it is.
That was off the foot of Arwin Santos. You know, Meyerhofer, Benitez, Cabatu, and even the other big men of LaSalle, they are not afraid to show the pressure defense full court against Santos and Isip.
Oh, look at that. The dipsy-do by Cholo Villanueva, the left-handed dipsy-do on Arwin Santos and Mark Isip, no less. Castro again.
Wow.
Rims out. Cholo, right place at the right time.
Just fell right into his hands. But look at LaSalle, who really setting themselves up for three-point shots. It's not a second option in their play. They're looking for these shots. Off the screen, pick and roll, pop, jump shot. Running off the weak side screen for Joseph Yo, catch and shoot, jump shot from three. This has been their priority. They're letting them hit those outside shots with the big green license right there, as opposed to normally a three-point shot is something secondary. Kapag drive ka, maipit ka, kick out, you're free, you take the three. But so far, they have been setting themselves up from beyond the arc.
All right, let's go to Vicky Delas for a Samsung courtside update from LaSalle. Vicky?
Contain and maintain. That's what the Archers have to do to the Tamaraos. They have to contain the Tamaraos' main man, but at the same time, they have to make sure that the rest of the FPU squad don't do any damage. Coach Van stressed the importance of constant movement on offense and on defense. He wants his Archers to stay in front of their men. He told his team that every single possession is important. More importantly, the Archers were reminded, as they were reminded last Sunday, that for games like this, it's all heart, no egos.
Thank you very much, Vicky. They're showing it. Every possession really counts to them right now. They're executing pretty well. 13 perimeter points for LaSalle to the 5 of FPU. And in the paint, they're not far behind, 10-8.
Exactly. And remember, as you said earlier, those 13 points are not secondary option points na libre. I'll take it. Hinahanap talaga. A lot of those points came with hands in their faces. A lot of those points were outside shots with good defense by FPU. They're just hitting them on the ball.
Second personal foul on Rico Meyerhofer as we check out another Polo shot clock from Benitez. Life's a whole lot cooler with Polo. Not an easy guy to block. We're talking about Mark Isip. Another turnover. Well, let's see. You know, the ball possession will go to FPU.
Almost lost it. You know, Jonathan Fernandez did what you should not do when you try to break LaSalle's press, is to dribble to another defender. He dribbled right to the direction. Oh, did I say Jonathan again? Benedict, you started it.
That's my fault.
Benedict. Okay, there you go. I'll just think of breakfast. Eggs Benedict. Benedict for them.
8-minute mark of this second quarter. Trying to put pressure on Villanueva. He gives it up. Arwin from way out. He's been trying. That is his third miss from beyond the arc. But FPU recovering.
Ball here.
Away from the ball. Mark Isip.
That's the first personal of Mark Isip right there. Still a big 10-point lead for LaSalle. Arwin Santos not able to put his team on his shoulders just yet. Only with 3 points in the game. That, I think, was early in the first quarter when he got those 3 points.
Actually, yun nga, sabi mo nga, tsaka 0 out of 4 siya from downtown. So he's really struggling. Yo sends it out to nobody. Cholo picking it up, finds a way. Just comes up short. Capato is clobbered underneath. LaSalle tries again. And 3 FEU Tamaraos for that recovery.
But look at LaSalle quickly back on defense.
They find Fernandez, but Fernandez could not handle the shot. He was in too deep.
And he was nervous there. He panicked under the basket. And another bad foul by Fernandez. He committed a couple of bad ones earlier in the first quarter. Now this is his 3rd foul.
Yes. Which will render him ineffective on defense against
his
Leo.
fouls have to count. It can't be fouls high above the perimeter where it's practically useless to give a good foul.
With a block on Kabatu, a Polo shot block. That's a whole lot cooler with Polo. But possession still with the Green Archers, who are also protecting a 10-point lead. 31-21. JV puts it on the floor, steps back for 3. Nothing there. Cholo tracks down the loose ball. They give it back to Yo. He wants to drive on everybody else.
Wow. No fear whatsoever. Joseph Yo has come into this game and said, I'm going to be the scoring machine. Right now, Joseph Yo with 9 points, leading all scores for LaSalle, tied with JV Casio.
33-21. He is 3 out of 6 in the game, and another turnover for FEU, and they are imploding here in the first half, and they're looking for the referees to build it up. In the meantime, a power move powered by new Revicon Ion Energy Drink with Condition Ion, dismantling 4 FEU Tamaraos en route to that basket.
And why did that start, Boom? Because the guy guarding him has 3 fouls.
Exactly.
He couldn't stay with him anymore. Fernandez just let him through like rolling out a red carpet.
Because if he does commit another foul, that would be his 4th.
Exactly. Now he's pulled out of the game. And Paul Flores is in the game to try his darnest best to try and shadow Joseph Yo.
Turnover by LaSalle and a block ball on JV Casio.
That was close.
And even Villanueva knew it was close. He knew that it could have gone either way. Back in the ball game for JV Casio. Second personal foul on Casio, who's got 9 first quarter points. To tie, as you said, Joseph Yo for leading scorer honors.
You know, LaSalle's defense has just been really on today, and in particular, their perimeter defense is what's limiting FEU. They're not giving them the outside shots, and it's the perimeter defense group that's not allowing them easy passes inside. Hindi mabigyan ng bola yung mga big men ng FEU because the harassing defense of LaSalle on the perimeter is just so good.
Joseph Yo had Arwin Santos on him, but not put up the shot. Green is back on defense. FEU unable to run. They had 5 fast break points earlier. Tough shot by Arwin Santos, but the spin, the backspin, enabling that ball to just find its way through the hole.
And you'd consider that sort of a forced shot,
yes,
from 14 feet fading away with Benitez in his face.
Tang finds Benitez. 15-footer is over the mark. And Cholo again picks up the loose ball without any effort.
He's been lucky. Right place at the right time a couple of times already.
Abatu. Benitez puts it on the floor. Oh, nice groove on Arwin Santos.
You realize Santos was recovering towards him. Nakita niyo yung footwork ni Santos, medyo alanganin. Sabi niya, sige, papasukan ko to.
Nothing cute, though, about the lead of LaSalle. If you're from FEU or if you're cheering for them, they are behind by 10, 33-23, 5:22 remaining in the second quarter.
And Boom, offense has been the problem for FEU. Buti na lang for them, their defense is pretty much holding up. They're only allowing 33 points for LaSalle. Yes, LaSalle has a now 11-point lead, but at least with the way they're playing offense, this could be an even bigger lead if not for the way they're playing their defense. And the FEU has only scored about 6 points since the 2:11 mark of the first quarter.
That's a struggle right there. That's a famine hitting the Tamaraos. They have nowhere to go with 7 seconds. Again, that point that you made, DJ, that FEU seems to be thriving on offense that is pressured.
Yep, panicky.
Oh, panicky offense.
They gotta
Walang
go back to
flow.
the basics. They gotta go back to where their strengths are. They gotta go inside. They have to find a way, execute a play to get the ball to their big men at the right spots, not outside all the time. Look at this. Marceliano's 30 from the basket. That's a good pass right there. It's been rare to get something like that. And they're only going to get those if they execute well. They can't just run around in circles and hope LaSalle's defense weakens. It's not going to happen. LaSalle is going to be in their face 40 minutes of this game. They have to set screens, get their guys open.
And then speaking of the execution, again, that's where the backcourt, the point guard factor comes in. And so far, FPU's point guard in Jonas Villanueva has not really shown the stability that they need here in a championship atmosphere.
And you know, you hate to compare to what they lost, but in situations like these, back in the day, Dennis Miranda would take over. He can't set up his teammates. He'll create something for himself. He'll find a way to break down the defenders of LaSalle and get himself to the basket. And it's that kind of leadership, timely leadership. Dennis is not an all-time scorer, but he's very timely with his shots. That's what they're missing.
Yo attacking Arwin Santos. He knew how he was going to get Arwin Santos on that play.
And Arwin, even now defensively, is not at his best.
Yes.
Benitez drives against him, gets a foul in the basket. Now, Joseph Yo.
That's an obvious foul. Barceliano. Cabatu commits his first personal. That's also one thing I like about Jun Cabatu. He plays as much as he does, and yet he averages like close to 27 minutes a game, heavy minutes, and he guards guys like Arwin Santos, Martinez, but he rarely gets the foul trouble. What does that say about, you know, a player like him?
Smart defense. He plays defense on the perimeter with his feet, not with his hands. He challenges the shots in the paint with his hands only. Hindi yung nagsusugan ng mga steal masyado. You see a picture of Coach Bert Flores.
Looking concerned. Yep. LaSalle has always showed the ability to come back. But FU is a different story, especially here in season 68. I'm not saying they can't, but in season 68, more often than not, 99% of the time, they were leading.
And at the times they've been down, especially na ganito kalaki, they've lost those games. UE and Ateneo were the only teams that beat them, and those are the only teams that ever had a lead against them.
Jonas Villanueva playing 2 years, I believe, for the FEU Tamaraos. So next year will be his last year already. So much has been said about the guy, and you also kind of feel for the guy. A lot of pressure on his shoulders. T.Y. Tang to Cabatu against Jeffrey Chan. That's a mismatch right there. Cabatu knows it. But Cabatu had the ball swatted away. Santos traveled. He did not expect the pass. He was not looking.
He wasn't even looking. He wanted to run and get to his spot right away and thought Chan would dribble it all the way.
Jeffrey Chan apologizing for the errant pass. Again, another turnover. Costly one. At the 4-12 mark. Let's look at this Polo shot clock. Brought to you by Polo. Life's a whole lot cooler with Polo.
Binitin pa kasi ng konti ni Cabatu. If he just used his height and extended that shot.
Yo finding Junjun. Junjun unable to find the hole, but because Arwin Santos went out to Junjun Cabatu, Mark Benitez was left open for the offensive putback.
And Barceliano was not there to help any of them out. He should have done his part and went for that defensive rebound, but Benitez just walked right in.
The lead is a baker's dozen. Aranya diving. Arwin picking it up, putting up the three. That's short. And a foul called probably in Barceliano, who nudged away Joseph Yo.
Arwin Santos is doing what he's trying his best, but he has to pick his spots. It can't be all three-point shots. I don't have the numbers now, but I'm guessing Santos is what, like 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. Yes, he's a good outside shooter, above average for big men, but they need his strength inside.
Check out RJ Rizada on our Anticoba profile. Anticoba prepaid, now you're in. Probably Ryan Aranya would take home the trophy for most challenging matchup. The answer Daming nagsasabing Ryan.
He's just so difficult to figure out. He's so difficult to break down. Yung old school basketball lingo dyan is kontrapelo eh. Hindi mo alam kung kailan magsisprint, hindi mo alam kailan magpapagal. He's very unorthodox but yet very effective. That's why a lot of people have a difficult time defending it.
So just to be official about the whole thing, Arwin Santos, 0 out of 5 from downtown.
Okay. 0 for 5, but still a lot for a first half pa lang.
And
naka 5 attempts siya for 3.
Even the timing of that triple attempt, TJ, earlier, when everybody was scrambling. Although if that went in, it would have been a big shot.
One, yeah.
Yo piles up the points with 12 here in the first half. Double lane violation and the possession arrow points to FPU.
And help me out here, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first time Santos sat down in this game?
No, he sat down early in the first, yes.
But he hasn't sat down a lot.
They sat him down when they were still in the lead 13-6. And then LaSalle made that comeback. Villanueva up and in.
There you go. He even looked like he still wanted to pass it off until he realized T.Y. Tang was nowhere near the ball and realized that he could elevate above him.
And he also has to realize, TJ, that nobody from that guard lineup can match up with him. I mean, Casio or Tang.
Height and physical build, walang makamatch up kay Jonas. He's got to be able to break it down smartly and just avoid the turnovers.
That's an offensive foul, says the referee. Smart Buddy instant replay, caught that. Smart Buddy, the #1 prepaid service in the country. Referee Scarferio, Marabe, and Atienza.
So that's foul number 2 on Joseph Yo, and Coach Franz says, hey, I got a 12-point lead, 3 minutes to go in the first half. I don't want to risk it. I'm just going to put him out.
And replace him with a guy who's been playing very well anyway, Cholo Villanueva.
Look at the perimeter denial defense of LaSalle. I said it earlier.
Yeah, alam, may fouls Villanueva.
Sayang lang, but you can give that to them. Okay lang, they can commit fouls every so often. That's a clear indication of how intense their defense is on the perimeter. Hirap na hirap sila mag-execute. Hirap na hirap ang FAU to give those post-entry passes.
That's great coverage for Cholo Villanueva, but according to the referee, he held on to the body, the torso of Eder Sandua, who was trying to post him up. So now Sandua finds himself on the 15th parallel line for 2 gift shots. He knocks down the first, barely trickling in. Sandua, surprisingly, 41% from that area. He's a guy who's had a couple of impact games for FPU off the bench.
He's a big guard, or pretty much, even you'd say a big small forward. He's about 6'3.5", I'd say, close to 6'4". But he can move like a guard.
Sal breaking the pressure. Resistance from FPU. Oh, nice pick, and a nice pass, and a nice roll by Cholo Villanueva. That was perfect basketball for LaSalle.
You know, the very first time I saw Cholo Villanueva he was in his 3rd year in high school in Colegio de San Agustin. He was playing in the MMBL, and I saw a lot of potential in this kid. He was a big point guard, plays with a lot of smarts, and this guy has basketball smarts coming naturally to him.
And what an assist also by Aquino. Delivery, a candidate for assist of the game delivered by KFC. I'm happy to have you with us on a Thursday afternoon as LaSalle is doing everything right here in game #1 of the finals.
Awesome. Dude, they're just executing at will.
Another turnover point there, DJ. Again, Arwin for his 6th triple attempt, finally finding the mark. 1 out of 6 from beyond the arc. He's shooting 30.2% from that area.
You know, I'm sure he's thinking, forget the stats. I don't care if my field goal percentage will be low. I have to score for my team. I'm going to keep taking those shots.
Well, they need it. LaSalle is ahead by 11. Rania carving some space. Tang trying to answer back. The tap going to Arwin Santos and J.R. Aquino tapping it from behind. So the ball will go to FPU with under 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter of game #1. Santos right there with a Smart Buddy 3, the #1 prepaid service in the country. Oops. Almost, but not quite.
Buti na Sandua kept his eye on the ball and didn't leave Santos and Rizada alone in the backcourt.
Abato giving space for Mark Isip. Saldua attempts the 3, gets it to go! huge confidence shot for him.
He's got the shot. Saldua has a good stroke from beyond the arc. And interestingly, he has a big height advantage on the guy who's guarding him, T.Y. Tang. He's got 5 inches on T.Y. Tang. So he should not be afraid to shoot that.
FEU is looking to finish strong here in the second quarter. Tang with a wild shot. Nailang siya eh, na may humahabol sa kanya doon.
So FEU trying to mount on a rally here, anchored by back-to-back triples by Santos and Saldua.
Third personal on Cholo Villanueva, so that's a 6-0 run. Well, not really, but 6-2 run, because after the timeout there was 2 points from Ryan Aranya. Another smart buddy 3, the #1 prepaid service in the country. Eder Saldua shooting 20% from beyond the arc. And look at what a 3 can do for you.
And you know, interestingly, after the elimination round and the Final Four, FEU is the #1 3-point shooting team in the league at 27.1%. Although that's nothing great to be proud of, because 27% is not a high percentage, but still you're the best in the league when it comes to 3-point shooting.
All of a sudden, the 2 free throws from Saldua gets that lead down to 6, 43-37. Saldua firepower from the bench. Aranya, nowhere to go. 15-footer is no-go, and now LaSalle is struggling from the floor, and FEU looking to finish the quarter strong. Jeffrey Chan, inside to Isip, goes to the other route. No way. Saldua picks it up. Top of the circle 3. Bang!
Wow! 8 straight points for Saldua.
And Coach Bert Flores feeling it right now as LaSalle's lead has dwindled to 3.
And they're going to get the ball back, Boom. They're going to get the last possession of this half.
T.Y. Tang has put up 2 bad shots and 1 turnover. They find Chan underneath, but Cholo breaks up the play.
And the difficulty for Coach Franz Pumaran in this run of FEU, it's so close to halftime. You don't want to burn a timeout. Nakakailang, parang gusto mo mag-timeout, pero wag na lang, tiisin mo, pa-halftime na. But in the span of 1 minute, Saldua has done the damage. 8 straight points for FEU.
The #1 prepaid service in the country is Smart Buddy. Another Smart Buddy 3 from Eder Saldua. 4 out of 7 from beyond the arc is FEU here in the second quarter, while LaSalle is 0 out of 3. "17 seconds remaining and a 10-second shot clock for FEU. Difference of 4 seconds of the shot clock and the game clock. Rizada puts it on the floor. Finds Jeffrey Chan.
What a pass!
Left-handed connection for FEU. Cutting down this lead to 1. Well, we question, DJ. Does FEU have what it takes to come back? Well, they drop a 13-0 bomb.
But interestingly, they did that run without Jonas Villanueva on the floor. The rookie point guard was not been able to contribute for the team in the first half. When Rizada and Chan and Saldua came in, they took over and brought their team back.
And it was also when Joseph Yo moved out of the ballgame when FEU made this run, as Jeffrey Chan goes through the reverse to cap off the 13-0 run. We got a ball game, folks. Game #1. 2 teams separated only by a